With regard to changes in materials being processed, I would like to talk first about the increased use of PCR and regrind. Adding these materials into your existing process can create a few immediate challenges. Integrating blenders into your production is a simple way to incorporate both PCR and regrind into the process. Conair's gravimetric blenders utilize a unique feed-forward dosing algorithm. The algorithm incrementally doses toward a required set percentage amount entered by the operator. The unique incremental metering method approaches each component target weight, dosing multiple times if necessary. To reach the target weight, Conair utilizes this approach for every component within the recipe, ensuring consistent and accurate blending. The dosing method allows all materials to be well within an accuracy of plus or minus 0.5% of the set gram amount for each ingredient. An additional key feature of the blenders is the SP4 control provides the ability to track blend performance and material consumption. If by chance you have a concern with the quality of PCR and do not want to have a large volume of blended material in a surge bin or drying hopper, we can utilize our TrueFeed gravimetric feeders to dose the PCR at the molding machine or extruder feed-through. Of course, both the TrueFeed gravimetric blenders and TrueFeed gravimetric feeders can be used for regrind as well. Another product we introduced last year that is great for tracking material usage is our TrueRate. The TrueRate is a sensing device that applies today's weighing technology to the process of material loading. It gives you the ability to convey or dose an exact amount of resin to a destination, can calculate and display the weight of each load cycle, tabulate running throughputs, and can display total usage by shift or any other time period desired. I should also mention that all this equipment is available in our development lab for testing with your materials. For HDPE blow molding applications, we've noticed an increase in multi-layer products. The multiple layers allow for the regrind or PCR to be contained within the product and eliminate contact of the PCR or regrind with the consumable product. The blending and feeding equipment discussed above is great for these applications as we can precisely control and track material usage. For extremely accurate feeding at very low rates, Conair has recently added to our TrueFeed line of gravimetric feeders our TrueFeed microfeeder. The microfeeder can dose those expensive additives at a controlled rate as low as 1 pellet per second or a maximum rate of 5 pellets per second. Specifically for PET applications, utilizing higher levels of PCR, we have added a new piece of equipment to our drying systems. The demister is a condensing filtration system that is installed in the drying system for the return air to pass through after the drying hopper and prior to going back into the dryer. One of the issues we have seen with increased use of PCR is the higher levels of volatiles. The demister does a great job of removing the volatiles so they do not negatively affect the end product or contaminate the desiccant wheel. It is a relatively simple piece of equipment that can be added to new or existing systems to provide confidence a quality product is being produced and the remaining equipment in the drying system is well maintained. To accommodate increased levels of regrind, we have been utilizing our Viper line of granulators to develop a systems approach to the regrind process. The Viper line of granulators was introduced in 2018 and are manufactured in our Franklin, Pennsylvania manufacturing plant. The product line consists of central granulators, beside the press granulators, edge trim, and thermoforming granulators. Since both blow molding operations and extrusion lines produce a minor level of scrap inherent in their process, we have developed systems to automatically regrind the scrap, store and re-enter it back into the process with little to no labor. For blow molding, we utilize press-side granulators that have the scrap components automatically fed into the granulator, regrind conveyed to a storage bin, and then fed to a blender for precise blending to automatically re-enter the regrind back into the process. For sheet and film applications, we have worked with one of our partners to develop a scrap recovery system to handle low bulk density edge trim and roll scrap. With regard to changing to more highly recyclable materials, there are some challenges that Conair can help eliminate. Changing materials requires additional material handling in many cases. Drying systems are required for both PET and bio-based resins, and processing parameters on the extrusion lines can change dramatically, including cooling requirements. For many film and sheet applications, the optical clarity of the end product is critical. With PET, this clarity can be diminished with contaminant or dust in the material. Typical dilute phase conveying from silos to the sheet line can generate this dust and angel hair, which will have a negative effect on the end product. Conair can significantly reduce or eliminate this dust generation to improve finished product clarity with our patented wave conveying technology. Traditional dilute phase conveying is accomplished at velocities in the range of 3,000 to 10,000 feet per minute. Alternatively, Conair's patented wave conveying technology vacuum conveys the material in dense phase at much lower velocity, which reduces and in many cases virtually eliminates the generation of dust and angel hair. To clarify, pardon the pun, the conveying is done at lower velocities, but the throughput rates are the same or greater with wave conveying. Our development lab at our headquarters in Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania, has a conveying simulator where we can test our wave conveying technology with your material. The lab can simulate most conveying distances, pump sizes, and line sizes in order to accurately represent material being conveyed in your plant. This proves the benefits of wave conveying technology in eliminating dust and angel hair for your specific application. Another new product currently in development to help support the use of multiple materials is our resin selection station with RFID proofing. It provides flexibility to convey any material to any destination, but the RFID proofing eliminates sending the wrong material to a destination. It incorporates our new Smart FLX control as a user interface. Both the Smart FLX HMI and selection station use color-coded LED indicators to show connection status. The actual proofing is done at the physical connection on the resin selection station. It is true proofing that prevents a receiver from turning on unless a proper material source connection is established. This is great technology that can prevent costly material mistakes that will be available early this summer. Lastly, handling and mixing regrind back into the process consistently can be a challenge for many film and sheet processors. For PET products, the regrind is typically amorphous, which means it must be crystallized prior to drying. Conair's CR series of crystallizers have actually been around for many years. Their robust design is great for converting amorphous PET to crystalline PET so it can be integrated back into the process. The crystallizers are incorporated into the drying systems so the process is automated and the integration of regrind is done continuously. Proper drying system designs incorporating the crystallizers can also provide significant energy savings.